Sean Fox with Ramble Sports here at West Monroe High School as we're talking to Wade Simoneaux about another state championship for the Rebels. Wade Simoneaux, another state championship. This is becoming a pretty nice trend for the West Monroe Rebels family, man. Again, what a season.
It's a fun ride, and we had a group of seniors that really got it done the last 4 years to go runner-up, state champ, runner-up, state champ. You know, and those guys, they paid the price out here on this turf. It used to be grass, but we got our new turf now, and, you know, it's fun to be a part of.
Coach, last year, well documented what happened with Barbe. You lose a heartbreaker. We know what happens after the game. There was quite a bit of controversy, and look, unfinished business was the goal. You guys accomplished that unfinished business.
I mean, everybody in the state knew the guys we had coming back. We put together the toughest schedule possible for these guys because we wanted those bumps in the roads along the way, and every loss that we had during the season, it not only got me burning inside, but it got those guys understanding that we have to do the little things at the end of the year to be successful. But once our seniors plugged it in at the end of the year and they said, okay, we're gonna take over this team, that's when I felt good as a head coach that the message that I've been trying to send was coming out of the seniors' mouths, and that right there made me so comfortable going into that state tournament as a head coach.
What's it like being everybody's biggest game on the schedule? Everybody's getting up to play West Monroe.
Well, we welcome that, you know, and we want to see everybody's number one, because when you get to the playoffs, you're not going to see people as number 3, 4, and 5. So we were battle tested. We had a lineup with, we could go as many as 6 left-handed hitters. Wow. And down the stretch, if you notice, with Chalmette, Central, Sam Houston, and Barbe, we had faced a lefty starter in all 4, 5, 6 of those 7 games. And, you know, our lefties did a great job of combating that.
You get to the playoffs, Central comes into here, really takes it to you game 1. After the game, you tell your team, I'm booking the trip to Sulphur. Why were you so confident in this team?
I was so confident because that next day at batting practice, we had our big left-handed hitter, Trey Halsey, who always pulls balls over that right field fence in BP. He had 3 of his 4 rounds opposite field, which he never did in batting practice. And they were pitching him away and pitching him off speed. He took it upon himself to show everybody without saying it, I'm gonna work oppo. John Pearson stepped up and said, hey guys, this next round, we're all 2-strike hitting, where we get them spread out, we're all over the plate, we're off the knob, and we're gonna refuse to strike out. Foul balls are good, foul balls are good, foul balls are good until that pitcher has to give in. Hayden Federico took over our infield during pitcher's fielding practice, we call PFPs. Usually it's coming out of my mouth. Do this, do that, back him up, do that. I didn't have to because Fed took over that part of it. And when I saw those seniors step up the way they did, I had an ease about me going in to those games saying, hey, we got this now. They understand what it takes to win. I mean, it's a freak of nature if you can win a championship without having good senior leadership that are bought into what you're doing as a team. And does it always work? Absolutely not. But the buy-in part of it, where everyone in our dugout valued every pitch for 7 innings. I mean, that's a message that I sent to them. When every pitch matters to everyone in that dugout, we're gonna be a champion.
You lose that first game to Central, you don't lose another game all season long. Yes, you've got a great lineup, but how about your pitching staff down the stretch?
Incredible job, number one, what Acord and Zane Corbell did with the scouting reports. And they came in against Sam Houston and Barbe in that state tournament. Those 2 teams led the world in stolen bases and bunt and manipulating the game offensively that way.
You and I have talked about this before. That baseball in Southwest Louisiana, why is it so strong?
Well, it's competitive. Their district is really competitive. I mean, every game out, they have to be prepared. They have to use the short game. They have to steal a bag. You know, we have some games up here that we can win 10-0 and not really have to execute a bunt defense or fight from coming from behind. They have to do that more often down there because of the competition.
I know you'd been thrilled to play anybody and win a state championship. How bad did you want to play Barbe?
Well, Lake Charles news people called me on the way home that Sunday morning last year, and they were talking about me writing ourselves on the lineup card, which that is no slight toward Barbe or any other team we play. It's about playing the game right, and our competition is ourselves, doing the things that we do right, not worrying about who's in that other dugout. But on that conversation, I did make the comment that we will be back, and I hope they are. And, you know, going in, am I gonna eat my words? Maybe so, but I tell you what, I believed we were gonna be back. I did want them as the opponent because the year before we beat Simoneaux, a good Simoneaux Gator team that eliminated Barbe. We beat Simoneaux in the state championship, and it felt like we had unfinished business. So I told that reporter, you know, our new word, our new t-shirt's gonna have finish written on it. And sure enough, we came out with that finish shirt, and that was our motto all the way through. We play in this game for ourselves, and we're gonna finish something we didn't finish the previous year.
You know, that was the controversy. You wrote ourselves.
Yeah.
Was there any hesitation to not write ourselves on the lineup card again? Because you did.
Absolutely not. I mean, I was gonna write it on there regardless of what social media, which
You don't even pay attention to anyway.
I'm not even capable of being on social media, so I don't care what they say about me, but I'm about West Monroe baseball and putting the best product we can out there. And I do, as a head coach, what I have to do to make our team successful. And other coaches, I guarantee, have their sayings and their things that they do.
We knew about the Halseys and the Federicos and the Pearsons. Isaiah Shivers comes in for his senior year out of Bronx, New York. We knew he was highly recruited, but you'd never seen him play. Boy, what an addition he was to this team. And he was the MVP, played incredible in Sulphur, but I think the story leading up to Sulphur makes it even better. He was really struggling. You had to have a conversation for him and lift up those spirits, and boy, you said something right.
You know, the young man, his dad passed last year or a year and a half ago, and his mom wanted to move back down south, and he ended up here at West Monroe, and tremendous smile, tremendous kid, tremendous athlete, but had never been under the lights. He played here for the first time, said, man, I've never played under the lights.
Wow.
And then he saw our crowd, and he never played in front of a crowd like that. And he had to get up to speed with everything we do offensively. Now, I could put him in center field, and he could roam that area and dive and throw like a big leaguer. And, you know, probably the best center fielder in the state of Louisiana. And he struggled off and on because we faced some good pitching. We faced some good lefty pitching. I caught him in the locker room one night after everybody was gone. I mean, he was down and out. And I said, son, you got to understand, this team loves you. You the best center fielder in the state. The next day, I put him in the leadoff spot to give him a little spark. And man, he caught fire. His big 2-out hits and his diving catches out in center field, you know, was a big part of our championship.
He did it all at the plate and in the field and down in Sulphur.
And the smile.
And the smile, $1 million smile. I got a Wade Simoneaux-like smile. I know the names are going to change. The expectations are going to remain the same next year, but talk about the legacy the senior class leaves behind.
It's tough to follow. It's tough to follow, but like you said, we're going to bring back a team that's going to compete their tail off, and we got a bunch of guys itching to be where John Pearson was and where Trey Halsey and Federico and all those guys. You know, it makes me feel good to see those guys have the success because of the time and effort that they put into this baseball team and game.
Wade Simoneaux, head coach of the Rebels, as always, we appreciate the time. As we said, the names may change, expectations will remain the same at West Monroe next year.
Fox, always a pleasure, buddy.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
For more, tune in to Sports Talk 97.7 Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 to hear me on The Sports Company. Also, follow us on the North Delta Ramble on Facebook and Instagram.